I can't believe how far it's gone. It's really happening. Okay, real quick. Yeah, you've read Shearer's Rise and Fall of Third Reich. Big old thick black and white cover book, big swastika on the front. He, of course, was there in Hitler's buildup and was a reporter, so it's a very well-written book. And you read that book, and everything you see in there politically is the exact same tricks, because authoritarians, whether they're Chinese or German or Jewish for that matter, or Iranian, they all do the same stuff. And that's what's so crazy about this, is tyranny has a few different things about it, but it's all pretty much the same thing. It's like going to a barbecue joint. It varies some, but it's still barbecue. And we know what this is, and we got a bad case of it. Go ahead and make your point.
Well, and you're absolutely right, and I've looked at how close the resemblance is in that time in history to where we're at now, and, you know, it really, to be honest, it scared me when you were starting to talk about these re-education camps they have everywhere. I mean, I'm getting a lot more concerned that I'm going to probably be taken to one of those.
And by the way, finally, I've got it in my stack here, a few mainstream publications have reported on the camps. I appreciate your call and great points. There are now, I would say the names, but it's somewhere, it's a confusing stack here. I'll have to dig it out later. But now they're finally reporting on it. They're like, well, is it needed to have these relocation centers? And you're going to have some troublemakers. I mean, maybe it's needed. Oh, I told you they're going to have special camps for the veterans. This is out of Raw Story. It's also in RT, and it's in the Columbus Ledger newspapers, where it first was reported, Georgia opens first jail devoted to U.S. veterans. And notice it's because we care about them, the article says. It's special just for their needs psychiatrically with the drugs and testing. When they start saying, we got a jail just for the blacks, or we got a jail just for them Jews, or we got a jail just for the white Russians, you know. That isn't white people, folks. That's folks that didn't like the commies. That's when you know. That's a camp. They're setting up camps for the veterans. You're not going to get a job, and they're going to come for you. The special veterans they test that are anti-freedom, they will become the new officers, and they're going to come for the rest of you. And here it is out of the Columbus Ledger. The problem of U.S. military veterans falling into a life of crime, after returning from Iraq and Afghanistan, has reached such levels that a law enforcer in Georgia has opened what is believed to be America's first county jail devoted to veteran inmates. John Darr, see, it's all like it's good. The sheriff of Muskogee County in Columbus, Georgia, has created the new facility in an attempt to break the cycle of recidivism. It's to help the veterans by providing them with specialist services, Prozac and stuff, to help them deal with the problems they carry with them when they decamp after 6-7 tours and they're totally fried. It's really unique. What we're bringing together is a lot of resources, and it goes into it. Georgia opens prisons for veterans. Isn't that? But it's called the re-education campus. We're in a depression. I mean, these troublemakers. I mean, we need it. I mean, it's friendly. I'm going to play this in the third hour for radio and TV listeners. Rap video glorifies TSA groping in sexy pat-down fantasy video. This is so sick. We're going to also get into the new underwear bomber, even better than the last fake guy they had. They just say they don't know where he is, but he exists like the boogeyman. We'll take a few calls, and then I've got a very special guest joining us with some breakthrough information. I'm just going to leave it at that. Right now, let's go to Chris in Georgia. Hey, what do you think about putting veterans in their own re-education camps where they can be helped?
Alex.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you're great. Listen, two things real quick, I hope. Remember Nancy Schaefer in Georgia, the state senator, probably murdered because she wanted to close down DFACS?
Well, she called me. She said, I want to come on next week. I've got the documents where they shop the kids on the sex rings. The top dollar ones are Braven hair, green eyes. I mean, the CPS is a pedophile group, and they're shopping them, and they came and killed her and her husband, yeah. She calls me, I want to come on next week. I've got them. This is incredible. And then she dies 2 days later.
Two more mysterious deaths. Two state representatives died of heart attacks, one who I knew personally.
Oh.
And Bobby Franklin and one other I don't know the name of, but they both coincidentally, Georgia state representatives wanted to close down DFACS for you know what.
Tell me tell me what they were going to shut down.
Well, they wanted to close DFACS down in Georgia. Here it's the Department of Family Child Services.
Yeah, that's right. You don't shut that down, buddy. You know,
so that's possibly 3 murders in a row. So, I mean, it's not proven. They both.
Well, do you know how big mining our children is to the globalists? It's a mining operation. I mean, again, the average CPS is not even real courts. It's all eugenics. It's all fake. Check out how the family courts were started. But the CPS, the majority of them are private contractors. And most of those contractors are DynCorp. Well, DynCorp has been caught worldwide running sex slavery. I mean, you cannot make up the magnitude of their evil.
Alex?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, then another one. Have you heard this rumor? It's this guy Drake on the internet. I think it's a hoax. He's saying the cavalry's going to come in and rescue us.
No, that's always, for 17 years on air, all I hear is about Nasera, and there's good guys, and everything's good 6 months from now to make you not take action. It's like another fake rapture deal, or it's like, the New Agers think 2012 is the end of the world. So why should you get involved? Because the good guys are coming to save us.
Absolutely, I agree 100%. I'm telling all my friends it's a hoax, but all these people, people that, don't even...
Yeah, and you won't be right in a year when it doesn't happen, and the magic good guys save us. You'll be bad because you were right, and there'll be a new good guy that's going to save us. And there's always groups that are going to deliver letters to the government, letting them know they're illegitimate, and the government's just going to agree and stand down. We're going to have to take back every city, county, state, the boards. We're going to have to run and infest everything like the globalists have. We're going to have to fight them for every square inch, which when we do, we win. But if we just go, oh, it's the end of the world, my preacher said, praise the Lord, they want to make the troops take chips. I'll be teleported out of here in a minute now.
Well, even if this cadre of generals was true and they did want to arrest all the bankers, oh, great, the cavalry's going to come save us. There's still nothing we can do about it.
Well, look, here's the deal. Here's the deal. I was talking to a 3-star retired general just a few nights ago, and then separately talked to some other folks who are next-door neighbors to another retired 3-star general, and how all the military loves my show, and, oh, they're awake and they know it's true, but it's compartmentalized. The current generals they've got up there at the top, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and the actual people running things, they are globalist. Now, below them, there's lots of good people, even high level. But just to imagine there's some magic counter coup d'etat, which is French for coup d'etat, that's going to save us. It's a pipe dream. It's a lie. We're going to have to fight for every square inch. Sick of the globalist eugenicist control freak. All right, we will continue with calls and reports on the TSA, world news, what's happening in Europe, the latest underwear bomber who is like the Phantom Menace. They can't find him, don't know where he is, but they're going to be at a bus stop near you sticking their hands down your pants at checkpoints because they kept you safe from the firecracker. My goodness, we're all in danger. So that is coming up in the power-packed third hour on this live Tuesday edition. I am Alex Jones, your host. Now, the next guest we've got, I've been trying to get him on the show for weeks. He's a very busy guy. He speaks all over the world. I wanted to get him on about why are people so unhealthy? Why are people eating about the same calories they were eating 50 years ago or so? The studies are out there, but getting even fatter. What's in the food? Is it the GMO, the fact that the soils are played out, all of that? And instead they're saying they're going to ban people having a piece of pie in school, and parents can't pack their school lunches from Illinois to Massachusetts, and they're banning running at recess and all this, and people don't have immune systems anymore, and cancer in children's up over 10,000%, 3,000% on average in adults. Diabetes, type 2, several thousand percentage points. Some numbers are 3,000% increase. Breast cancer, highest in the world. Neurological disorders, autism from 1 in 25,300 30 years ago to 1 in 58. They say in 4 to 5 years it'll be in, 1 in 5 or 6. I mean, this is getting crazy. The numbers are mind-blowing. What's happening? And it's amazing that I had him set up weeks ago for today, Dr. Joel Wallach, when exactly one of the things I wanted to get into is big in the news today. Obesity fight must shift from personal blame, U.S. panel says, Reuters. The government must make the decisions, they say, and tax foods they say aren't good, and block people from access to them. Start controlling fat. They just say a steak is bad when it's not bad. It's the trans fats and the artificial fats. And there's an example right there from all the medical doctors and others we've had on. This is a no-brainer. Nutritionist. I mean, we have everybody from mainline medical doctors, brain surgeons, endocrinologists, veterinarians, naturopaths, Nobel Prize winners. They're all saying the same thing. They're not worried about the GMO, or they're not worried about all the additives. They're not worried about the aspartame. They're not worried about the MSG. They're not telling you to be worried about the excitotoxins. They're not worried about all these other things, or that most of the soils have been played out and have bioaccumulated toxic fertilizer put on it filled with heavy metals. I mean, half the corn syrup products, Washington Post reports, have high levels of mercury and lead. Washington Post, just type in. Melamine's in the milk. In China, they execute people for that. Here it's in the baby formula, which is half corn syrup on average. They say it's fine. No. Our children are fried. Diabetes is happening because they're on formula. Mike Adams was in there with the leading brand. It was 50-something% corn syrup, another 20-something% other sugars. Babies aren't supposed to be, I mean, no wonder we've got all these mall Martians and the public looks like they've been hit by an ugly beam or something, myself included. I mean, folks, I've gone back and watched old footage I shot in the 80s with my parents with a video camera. People didn't look like this. And we were eating really trashy stuff. But it didn't have all this new garbage. So the expert's with us about 15 minutes the next hour, then it's calls and all those other stories I said we'd cover. But now they're coming. Here it is. Right here in the news. Massachusetts and others move to ban bake sales. All over the country, they're banning parents being able to pack the school lunch for their children. Total control. If I can try to find that article, I read it in the first hour here. Here it is. This is out of the Boston Herald. State's junk food ban could take a bite out of school fundraisers. And they're calling junk food now, the fake environmentalists love this, meat, cheese. Dr. Wallach never wants to toot his horn, but I'm going to make him in the first part of this segment do it, because he really is probably the most famous zoological veterinarian. And I've worked for a small animal vet and a large animal vet, so I know a little bit about it. His work is in the Smithsonian. Dr. Wallach has sued the FDA over and over and over again and won when almost no one else can even win once. He is super aggressive. By the way, he's not even part of Longevity. He's not even part of the company because he wants to be separated from his findings and research. And Aaron Dykes, as you know, I was already promoting it and believed in it, but wasn't following it religiously. Aaron Dykes has lost 91 pounds, and it isn't even advertised. The Pollen Burst, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, Longevity, Osteo FX, all the things Wallach recommends in the Alex Pack. Aaron followed this and lost 91 pounds, and now he's going to go into muscle gain. It's incredible. He looks, well, you've seen him. We're going to do it before. I've lost 42 pounds. Anyways, InfoWarsTeam.com to find out, but I'm not going to go off into a